People, myself included, do all sorts of crazy things to lose weight. So if you've ever heard the suggestion, just drink a big glass of water before meals, it sounds like a pretty good and not so crazy idea, right? I mean, it's just water. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But the real question is, does it work? If water is essential, we can only go about 3 days without it. But when it comes to weight loss and water, there's this automatic assumption that people tend to think more is better without doing a lot of research. And before we jump into this topic, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to support this channel. The first reason water is a go-to is because water makes you feel full. And it makes sense, because if you drink water before a meal, your stomach fills up, which makes you feel full faster. In theory, water can help trigger that fullness signal sooner. Some short-term studies suggest that older adults eat slightly less when they drink water before meals. But like I said, the studies are short-term, so there's no evidence that this leads to long-term sustainable weight loss for most people. So while water can make you feel full in the moment, it is not a magic solution. The second theory is that drinking water burns calories. This is one that I hadn't heard of, but apparently a lot of people believe it. And this idea mostly comes from people claiming that your body has to burn calories to warm up cold water to body temperature through thermogenesis. And again, it sounds okay in theory, but when you actually look at the number of calories that are burned in this way, it's so super small that it doesn't have an impact on fat loss. So go ahead and drink warm water, because drinking water is great for your body. It's just not a calorie burner. And actually, there are a lot more downsides to drinking cold water as opposed to warm or room temperature. Another popular theory is that your body gets thirst and hunger confused, as in you think you're hungry, but you're actually thirsty. And to me, this one has the most truth to it. But in my experience, a lot of it depends on the type of food you're eating, because if you're eating whole foods and lots of produce, your food will naturally have some level of liquid and hydration. I mean, just look at how much liquid is in an apple or lettuce or a bowl of soup. So while it's not accurate to say that most people confuse thirst and hunger, if you're wondering if this could be an issue for you, just try drinking some water before automatically grabbing a snack. And if you're still hungry 10 to 20 minutes after drinking more water, it's probably hunger, not thirst. Another factor is that hydration supports physical performance, because dehydration can lead to fatigue, cramps, and reduced endurance. So yes, drinking enough water can help you exercise better and recover more effectively. But it doesn't take the place of actually doing the workout. Hydration supports your efforts, but it is not the driver of weight loss. However, where people see the biggest impact with water when it comes to weight loss is with swapping out beverages. Because if you replace high-calorie drinks like soda, sweetened coffee, juice, or alcohol with water, you can dramatically reduce your daily calorie intake without overhauling your entire diet. I have known people who lost 20 pounds just by giving up soda. But in this case, it's not the water itself, it's what you're not drinking anymore. Another popular idea that I've heard more recently is that drinking more water directly increases fat burning. Again, there's a grain of truth to this idea, because hydration in water is necessary for fat metabolism. But again, this usually isn't the driver of weight loss, but water works along with exercise, metabolism, and a healthy diet to burn and flush fat. So the bottom line is that there's no shortcut, not even water. Drinking water before meals can help some people eat slightly less in the short term, and it helps replace high-calorie drinks. Water supports exercise, digestion, and overall health, but water alone is not a sustainable weight loss strategy. Of course, if drinking water before meals helps you feel more in control, more mindful, and more hydrated, that's a positive habit. Don't get rid of it. Just do not expect it to be the silver bullet. Real weight loss still comes down to consistent balanced nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, and long-term habits. If you found this helpful, give this video a like, share it with someone on their health journey, and subscribe for more natural health tips.